Hey fans, on behalf of Sacramento Republic FC and the entire organization, we hope you enjoy the match.
Well, the Republic hopes to make a big statement in front of yet another sellout crowd here at Hughes Stadium. Los Angeles hovering at top of the standings. The only bad mark on the Galaxy record comes thanks to Sacramento. And the rivalry is just more than just the first season. Already here, heating up. These two clubs battling out for not only bragging rights in California, but as well for the hopes of the playoffs and chance for a championship. Good evening, I'm Rob McAllister. With me is Kevin Goldthwait again, once again. Republic are 3-3-1 of the season, while the Galaxy 2 comes to the capital city with a 5-1-3 mark. And what another exciting match we have here, Kevin. A sellout crowd yet again, 20,000 plus strong. What does it mean to be playing in yet another great atmosphere in Sacramento?
The city keeps showing up for it. It's pretty incredible. Once again, like you said, the third consecutive 15,000 plus game. I think playing our down south rivals is a big help to bringing out a lot of people, but a perfect night, ready to go, and excited to see how Sac matches up against LA.
So Galaxy 2, they just being born this year. Sacramento just being born too. It seems like they're all kind of coming together at the exact same time. Well, tonight's press brought to you by UC Davis Children's Hospital, the region's only nationally ranked comprehensive hospital for children, UC Davis Children's Hospital. Well, now let's get to your starting lineups. The goalkeeper making his first start of the season. It appears that, again, once to be Jake Gleason had a little bit of injury. He seems to be coming back stronger than ever. Along him in the backfield will be Emerald Clementa, Mickey Daly, the Sonoma native, also defenseman Harrison Delbridge, and Imania Vukovic, last week's player of the game. And, of course, it looks like in the midfield we'll have even Murkovic as well. And so this is going to be quite a club. Once again, a little change in the starting lineup, but there's Nima Murkovic. And then here is Ivan Murkovic. And then the quick-footed George Forchive will be in midfield as well. And one of the best corner kickers on this team, Rodrigo Lopez, will wear number 8 and play midfield. And getting his first start of the season, Carlos Martinez. And the forward spots will be Thomas Stewart. Had a goal last week and back from injury from the hamstring. Looks like he's ready to go, Justin Braun. And for the LA Galaxy, too, we have Cody Lorendi. He will be behind there. The holding opponents just under a goal a game. Eder Areola in the defense, Bradley Diallo, Esker Sorto, Kyle Venter. In the midfield will be Rafael Garcia, Andre Aras. It'll be Alejandro Covarrubias, Laurent Courtois, Travis Bowen, and up front as well will be Charlie Rugg. Looks like they're going to play a little 4-3-3. We'll see how that matches up a little bit different, and a lot of changes for them. The Galaxy this evening as they are without their star, Chandler Hoffman, who has 5 goals on the season. But still looks like the Republic have a little bit of their work to do. But so far in this series, Sacramento has a draw and they have a 3-0 victory here. They've played the Galaxy too very well. Yeah, they played in both those games. They're down south away from home. Sac played them very, very toughly down there. You know, and going back to Hoffman being gone, being called up to the first team, and this is just part of the challenge that you see in this league, is you got players coming in for 1 or 2 weeks, and they might be called up to the first team for a week or two. So you got a fluid exchange back and forth, which is definitely a challenge for both coaches here tonight, but something that you got to deal with in this league at the USL level. So those last 2 of these teams matched up was on April 13th, and that is when the Republic shut out LA Galaxy 2, 3-0. Mickey Daly, Dakota Collins, Max Alvarez all scoring in that victory now. And Alvarez scoring their first professional goals in that match as well. We know how big that is to really get guys going and rolling. What we've seen in the Republic is not just 1 or 2 guys scoring. We've seen a real plethora of guys coming up, stepping up, even from the defensive side. I mean, these are not only your forwards and midfielders here. Right. You know, I think there's probably 4 or 5 guys tied at 2 goals apiece right now in the standings for most goals on the team. And I think a big part of that, why you're seeing some of the defenders have a few goals themselves, is because you got Rodrigo Lopez serving in great balls, whether it's a set piece or corner kicks. A great right foot, and can put the ball in the danger zone pretty much whenever he wants. And Sacramento led by Coach Preki, of course, again, and LA Galaxy, Kurt Analfo leading the 2 squad, both of these in their very first years for each respective club. And we'll step aside here, and here is our national anthem. Please remain standing and welcome a rendition of the national anthem of the United States of America. Oh, can you see by the clouds night was so proudly hailed at the last spring, whose such and bright star through the perilous side. So the Sacramento Republic ready to get this one going. We're ready here in the booth. Kevin Goldthwait, Rob McAllister with you, and you can just kind of feel the excitement, Kevin. Once again, here we are, a sellout crowd at Hughes Stadium, and who would have thought this? When there was a dream to put soccer in Sacramento at a higher level, here we are, the 3rd-tier USL Pro, and this thing is starting to sell out like an MLS franchise. Simply incredible.
No, it's great. We got the buzz here tonight is fantastic. There's this quiet little lull of energy, kind of anticipation, and people are anxious here. So we're ready to get the ball going and get kicked off here.
Kickoff temperature 72 degrees. A beautiful night. A slight breeze coming from the southwest portion of the field as well. Doesn't appear that wind will be too much a factor. The last two contests have played a role, but it doesn't look like it's whipping around too much tonight. Should be a great evening for soccer here once again in the capital city. You can't say too much. Here is a rivalry game. LA Galaxy 2, a real big feeder program for the parent club at MLS level, but Sacramento, they don't care what level you're playing. It's LA, it's Northern California, it's Southern California. It's coming together. Everyone's a little bit juiced for this.
That's right. If you're a Sacramento sports fan, any team, any sport that has an LA behind it or in front of that name, you're not going to be a fan of them, and you're going to really want to make sure you put your best foot forward and hopefully get a W.
Rafael Garcia and along with Dustin Braun out there as the captains, getting this underway here. And a great night as we can again. A lot of partly cloudy skies on a beautiful May evening. And so it looks like Sacramento will flip sides and they will defend the southern portion here at Hughes Stadium. Artificial turf here. They play a smaller pitch, a little bit narrow, but we did talk to Coach Preki and he said that doesn't really matter a whole much. They're going to continue to play the way that they know how to play, and that's just be aggressive, be strong, play the ball a little bit.
Yeah, that's what Preki talked about earlier this afternoon. He said, regardless of the dimensions of the field, he's encouraging his guys to play, move the ball, quick touches, quick passes, 1 and 2 touches. And really, I think that's exciting news for Sacramento fans because we're not lumping balls forward. Preki wants his boys playing and moving and supporting each other, which usually produces an attractive brand of soccer, which is great to see Preki doing.
Well, Jake Gleason back at the goalkeeper once again. He was slowed a little bit by injury. Still a young guy, got a lot of work to do. I know his goal is to get back up to Portland, but how do you see this match going for him? He's now kind of getting his groove back a little bit.
Right. Last game he came in with that groin hamstring injury that we thought would be okay, but he had a tough time distributing the ball with his right foot. I think he had Dalbridge back there taking the goal kicks for him, so it'll be interesting to see how he handles goal kicks and drop kicks this afternoon or this evening. But Jake, solid shot stopper and a big figure back there, which is great for Sacramento. So we'll see how he performs tonight. Big game for him.
And so Sacramento will kick off here. It'll be Stewart and Braun up front. Now these two played earlier on in the season. Then Braun goes down and Stewart found a new running mate with Adam John. But Adam John, along with Mike Fucito, now back with the San Jose Earthquakes. We'll talk a little bit about how that all factor in because of the U.S. men's national team. And that had trickle-down effect all over Major League Soccer and then on down to USL Pro and the like. So Justin Braun back from injury. He kicks it back and Fochive will start things going. Delbridge for the defense. He will work the left side. So on the right side, you will see Daly and Clementa. And Clementa getting in there. He is a Bay Area native as well. And so spent a lot of his high school days there, and now this Republic will get a throw in to get things going. But yet a beautiful night, as we've talked about here. The low 70s, can't ask for much more than this. And here's a Galaxy team who is just as hungry as well. They've had a couple of shifts. They don't have their main guy, and Chandler Hoffman with 5 goals on the year, but they have made a couple of different substitutions, bringing guys up and down, and really it has seemed to work out very well for the Galaxy to not only have a feeder club that's just specifically for the MLS club, but literally playing in their backyard.
Right, and it allows for a pretty fluid exchange of players, and it allows Bruce Arena, the head coach for the first team, to get a pretty good, solid, steady look at the players at this level. And if you see someone performing, I think that it allows, like I said before, a good fluid exchange between both the clubs.
And here is Gleason, and it looks like he will kick from the box today, so that hamstring feeling a little bit better, and he seems ready to go. Tries to gear it toward Braun, who's sporting a headband today. Now he's trying to break free into the attack zone. Sacramento on the season, 3-3-1. And they have 10 points overall. They're tied for 4th with 3 others after playing 7 games. Meanwhile, the Galaxy 5-1-3, 18 points. They're in 2nd place, but they have played 9 games, but they have struggled on the road. They are 0-2 on the season here, and so they played well down in Carson, but really when you come back up here, they got a tough atmosphere that they're stepping into, Kevin.
Right, and like you said before, with them struggling on the road, you want to make sure that you really come out here and enforce your style of play on these guys early in this game. And it's another thing that we were were talking about earlier, is Republic's struggled in the first 5 minutes of the start of the games and as well as the second half. So we'll see how they come out, and I think Precky's going to make sure the first 10 minutes for Sac tonight is really focused and making sure their back line's solid.
And part of the front line as you move up is Delbridge, the mark, and gets past, and Gleason will scoop it into his hands and send it the other way. Is Justin Braun, last time he did play was against the Galaxy in Southern California, so for him it's the same opponent back-to-back, but a lot of different changes, and we'll see what kind of attack Sacramento tries to put on today. We talked to Coach Precky just before the match here, and he said, you know, they're not going to change, but as you know, Kevin, you have a game plan, and not only does it sometimes not go your way, the other team seems to really figure out what you're trying to do, and you've really got to think on the fly. Yeah, and Precky said it before. He doesn't want to change his style of play depending on how the other teams are going to come out. You see here today, it looks like LA's playing a little bit of a 4-3-3 formation, which is basically meaning you got 3 in the midfield, 3 up top, 4 in the back. And here we got a chance here for Stewart. It looks like good ball in. And Stewart sends it over the middle, but Braun was not there in time, and either was Martinez. Here's a header toward the net, and Braun can't get it to go and tumps away a little bit limp, and I think he was more upset about just the timing of it being a little bit, but a nice pass nonetheless. Yeah, good ball in by Vukovic there, serves it into Justin Braun, and that's kind of his bread and butter, balls in the air like that. Unfortunately doesn't get a good connection on the ball with his head and sails wide. So Carlos Martinez played for the under-17, under-20 U.S. men's national team, getting the start today, his first, and he is likely one of the faster guys. You can just see him flying all over the field here, and maybe a reason why he's in there tonight is that Coach Precky wanted to add a little bit of speed up front. Yeah, Martinez has an interesting resume. He's played in Germany for about 2 or 3 years, and he's only 20 or 21 years old. So the guy's got some professional experience and a lot of games under his belt, and glad to see him getting a run here tonight. Not very big, just 5'8". But he is fluent in German as well, and I guess that helps a lot when you're playing overseas a little bit. He's got a very, very solid resume, and you know, if he can kind of come in here and put his foothold in that position out on the right flank, I think there's going to be some good potential for him down the road in the future. Played in a second-tier team for Germany a year ago, so here he is tonight. He's wearing number 20 at the bottom of your screen. LA Galaxy 2 with the throw, and Galaxy's controlled this a little bit. Nice shot by the Republic, however, getting probably the best shot on goal so far this evening. But this seems a little bit of different pace from what we saw about, 2 weeks ago now as we're looking at this. They did play on Wednesday in the Open Cup match, and Kevin, I know you were there for that. We'll talk about that coming up here in the broadcast as well. But that delay off, that time off, does that probably Open Cup game help a little bit? I mean, if that's 2 weeks is a long time to go without playing a game. You're right. It's nice to get that game in, but the tough part, as we got Lopez here pushing forward, the tough part with that is you have that midweek game, you know, which was basically 3 or 4 days ago. So the guys who did play, it's a short rest for them to come back and come in here and feel like they have fresh legs. So Clementa set it up, and then it was kicked out. And now they'll play with it in the neutral zone, and tackled from behind, and the whistles blow, and Sacramento will get it back. And a little bit of shoving after this, and it looks like we're going to have a card thrown, or at least a caution, tell him to cut it off. Yeah, we got a stern warning there from the referee. And that's Rafael Garcia. That is the captain of this Galaxy 2 squad. Nice break by the Galaxy, but a nice pickup by Daly to come over and thwart that attack. So they'll toss it in from the sides, and you see a lot of high numbers for this Galaxy 2 team, and probably because the jerseys are exactly the same as the parent MLS club. And I don't think they want to give people any confusion. If you're buying a jersey, if you have a jersey out there, makes it a little bit easier maybe moving back and forth. Right, those are the available. There we go. And here's Stewart. He's got a break, kicks it toward the net. He's got a goal! He got past his defender, Fullerendi, and he sent it to the back of the net. Great finish there by Stewart. He saw the goalie off his line and just hit a solid little in-step volley right over the keeper's head. You know, it's one of these plays that's something from nothing, and you got to take advantage of those opportunities. When the opposition gives you a half chance like that, you got to make sure you get something on target. Great finish there by Stewart. And just kicked it high enough and hard enough, and it went in, and Kevin, I saw you perk up a little bit. You were hungry for that goal. What a great kick.
Yeah, I'm not sure which center back on the Galaxy there, but it looked like they kind of were caught in no man's land. And then as well, Larandi, the keeper, came out and was stuck in no man's land as well. And Stewart played the right choice, made the right decision by using his instep there. Great finish.
Third goal by Stewart on the season. And here it is, a second look. Well, that's the tail end of it, the disgust by Lorendi. And here's another opportunity going toward the net and kicked away by Lorendi. And a 1-0 advantage for the Republic. We'll try to get that for you. But as we talked about last week with Thomas Stewart, he seemed that he had a lot of opportunities, just could not find the net. He had 1 goal in the season going into last week's game. Well, now he's got 2 in the last 2 contests, so he's trying to find his stroke. He looked good on the break, though. Right,
you know, we talked about it earlier with you got your strikers being in the right position at the right time, and I think Stewart was kind of going through a little phase there where just things weren't falling his way, balls weren't bouncing his way, and that was a total poacher's goal right there, where Stewart, you know, the half chance turned into a full chance. And like I said before, I mean, he made the right decision with his instep there and executed it perfectly technically.
And here's an opportunity for the Galaxy, sending one toward the net. A nice block by Gleason. Here's a second opportunity, and punched away. Gleason makes 1 stop, comes to the near post, and makes another beautiful save.
We've said it before, Gleason is a phenomenal goalkeeper, and that is a perfect example of what Gleason can do. He makes the initial stop, up on his feet quickly for the rebound, and makes another great save with his feet. So, and now here we go on a corner kick. Let's see how we react.
Here's the cross and an opportunity for a header sliding from the backside and not able to get it to go.
And you know, that chance
was wrong.
That chance, Rob, was I think Dallenberg got a little too cute in the back, trying to play it through the middle of a square ball in his own third, which is a center back no. Never play a square ball in your own third. And absolutely got poached off that one, and Jake came to save his bacon that time.
And Bowen was right there, seemed that he had an easy opportunity, and he made a beautiful save, and now his teammates try to get it going. And here is the replay here. So here's a second opportunity, and Gleason just slide with the right foot, kicks it away. And so Bowen not able to score and tie this up, and it remains a 1-0 advantage for the Republic. Nice header by the Galaxy. Lopez sends it out. Mirkovic running the right side. Here's Clementa, the cross over the middle. Kicks right back, and Clementa with the bright yellow fluorescent shoes running that right wing here, and he's playing a little bit up. Here's Fochive in the middle of the field, and he really dances with the foot. Oh, doesn't he? He just really plays that well.
No, he's got great feet, really quick feet, and he's solid with both left and right, so it's fun watching him play.
And Stewart was looking for a teammate running the left side, and they'll get it to Lorendi, and Lorendi will send it back, try to get his teammates going, and a couple of headers later, and the Republic able to control it. Right back to the Galaxy in the neutral zone. Chasing it down is Daly to kick it away. Giving chase is Bowen. And here's Lopez, just sends it out of play.
Yeah, we'll go back to, you know, what the Galaxy 2 is doing here with their 4-3-3 formation. They got Bowen playing the very, very top. We'll call it the point. And he's the guy that's going to be looking for the channels, the ball in the channels to chase down. And then on the near side on the left, we got Charlie Rugg, who's a good goal scorer. And on the right, you got Courtois, who's going to fly up and down the flanks as well. So it's a dangerous formation to deal with. And the back four need to make sure that they got things sorted out and are talking and communicating.
Here's Stewart again. Dribbling, and a nice defensive play from the backside coming from Sorto. But Kevin, just thinking back to that goal by Stewart and just watching one hop to Gleason there, is it artificial turf? Can this ball bounce a little bit differently than maybe there was a problem for Lorendi, who maybe read it wrong a little bit? You're not used to maybe a natural grass surface. Can that play a factor?
You know, I don't think on our Stewart's goal, I don't think there's too much of an effect there, but there is a definite difference between the surfaces. The ball here on the AstroTurf or the sports turf will check a little bit when it's got that backspin, and it's tough to judge. Some places might be a little wet for whatever reason, and it'll skip off that side of the surface, but when it checks up on you, you got to make sure that you got your feet set and you're playing it right.
Galaxy trying to set something up, trying to get behind Daly. He's been a target here early here in the first half. Galaxy just trying to set something up. They're going to send one with a left footer and tipped off. It looks like the leg of Bowen. Bowen's wanting to a handball, but Gleason just missed that far right post and sails away.
I think Bone was asking for a corner kick, thinking that Gleason might have touched it and pushed it wide.
And here's Braun a little bit shoving, trying to regain position. Stewart running the left side, and the Galaxy recover. And falling to the ground, and so the Galaxy will get it back. And there's Mirkovic right there. And Mirkovic really is, he is a thorn in the side of the opponent, isn't he? He's just always in his way.
Right, that's his job. He's a pest. He wants to go in there and kick some people in the shins, break some counterattacks up, and really get stuck in as many times as he can to be that thorn/pest in the game here tonight.
Played in Montenegro a season ago. Also played at Greek club for 2 seasons. He does have 1 assist on the team, but you know, his real value is just being in there. He leads the team in minutes played, 630 for the year. That is a great deal amount of minutes played. Now, mind you, he doesn't maybe control or run as much of the field as everyone, but he's working and fighting a lot of those minutes.
Right, he is a vital piece for that back four. He's the guy that really sets the tone for what the back four, meaning the center backs and the outside backs, are seeing and doing. So, vital piece for the puzzle here tonight, and let's see how he performs.
Need a lot of one-on-one play from both of these teams. They'll send it back to Lorendi, and Lorendi sends it deep, and a good kick. Daly will head it, and the Republic will try to track things down. They'll get it back to Gleason. So Gleason will call for a setup a little bit. Now we see Fochive getting the start today. Now, I love his footwork in the middle. What's Preki thinking by putting him up in the middle there? We know he's got an opportunity to probably make something happen, make a decent pass up forward, but really, is that kind of what we're thinking with him? Yeah,
you know, him and Mirkovic probably do have a similar responsibility with their roles, where they need to break up counterattacks, be the thorn in the side of the Galaxy, but he might have a little bit more freedom to go forward and maybe play that final pass to Braun or someone in the channel like Stewart. And like I said, he's got that freedom to go forward.
And Braun back from injury. He's all over the field tonight, and he has not been shying down. And sometimes, you know, Kevin, guys come back from an injury and they're a little hesitant here. They don't want to, you know, maybe rush things too much. And, you know, it's not extremely hot night. It's not really cold, but there's probably some little hesitancy, but he doesn't look like he's holding back at all.
No, I think it's a great sign for Sacramento, because it means that he's pretty much fully fit, ready to go, and hopefully we'll see him at full speed here today.
And here's a nice play on the right side by Martinez, and he has routinely beat his man. And Galaxy set up well here. They've got an advantage, but Fochive negates that and comes back as the mark. Vukovic, and we'll kick it away, and so it'll remain in play off the touchline for the Galaxy here.
The first 15 minutes looks like the Galaxy's done a good job of putting the ball up in the attacking third and picking up those second balls and going from there. Not the prettiest style of soccer, but you see them, and it's been effective here in the first 15 minutes of the game today.
There's Aris. Kick from the far side, and now you have Rugg, Bowen, Venter, and Covarrubias. Here's the kick toward the net. Nice spinning ball, but nicely defended by the Republic. Coming back is Garcia to send it to the right side. Here's another cross over the middle. A header, and it's in. A goal by Ventnor. And quickly,
you know, Sacramento's got to do a better job of closing down Aris on that outside. He's the one taking the corner kick. He's the one taking the corner kick, and ball gets cleared out, and no one from the Republic goes out to take advantage of marking him.
Gleason just got crossed up. Venter played it perfectly.
Yeah, he's wide open there. Waiting. He's wide open. Sac's got to make sure that they got their marks down there. And it's tough when you clear the ball out. You still have the responsibility to defend your man. And in that situation, I don't think the Republic did a great job there.
So we're tied at 1 now. That as we move in to the 17th minute. Here's Stewart running the left side and defends it nicely on the kick away by Ventnor, who just scored a moment ago. Now Ventnor was a late add. Aurora, Colorado native. Just added this week.
It's an important 5 minutes here for the Republic. They need to make sure that they get control of things and don't let the game slip between your fingers here. They need to put their foot on the ball, slow things down, and be solid, and still keep their spirits high, and make sure there's some communication throughout the team here.
So Aris given the assist on the play there for the Galaxy 2, and we're tied at 1. Rob McAllister, Kevin Goldthwait with you here at Hughes Stadium. Sacramento, LA, a great rivalry game, sold out here in a beautiful evening. 72 degrees outside, and we've got ourselves a fast-paced soccer match. No one really trying to hold the ball. Both teams really aggressive tonight.
Yeah, they're coming out flying here. There's been a lot of chances here. So we'll see if things get settled down in the next 10 minutes, but so far pretty fast pace.
The Galaxy second in the USL Pro rankings. Orlando City at 6-0-3, leading the way. And then the Republic tied for 4th. Richmond, Arizona, Rochester Rhinos all in the mix as well. And the Rhinos is where the Republic will find their next opponent in Rochester on the 23rd. Whistle blows, so Sacramento will have an opportunity to get things going. And we talked about the attendance here tonight, more than 20,000 once again, Kevin. And if you just look at compared to the rest of the USL Pro, it's not even close. I mean, most of these teams are around 2,000-3,000 at best. And here is Sacramento almost all collectively. They're not reaching what Sacramento's pulling in these first 3 games at home at Hughes Stadium.
Yeah, they're competing with what MLS teams are getting here attendance-wise. I think we were talking about earlier that probably the average attendance is about 18,000, maybe a hair over. And I think Sacramento's proven that they can draw as well as an MLS team. In fact, that's probably in the upper echelon of MLS teams attendance-wise. So it's a great number. And I'm telling you, Don Garber in New York City in the MLS office has taken notice. And I'm sure people are asking him all the time about what's going on in Sacramento. They're pulling in 18, 20,000 people a game. It's incredible. And
they are better than 9 MLS teams right now. So that, I mean, you think about that, at San Jose they're beating. Clearly the Sounders outpace just about everybody. They're almost doubling what they're doing here.
Right.
Up in Seattle, but nonetheless, the Earthquakes not drawing all that well tonight, but they've got, or this year, they do have a new stadium on the way set to open next season, and that'll probably get them back. They've also had a really rough go this year. They just have not been able to put it together, even though they have 2 national players on that roster.
Yeah, and the tough thing here, we got the World Cup coming up, so some of those guys are now gone. Your best players are gone, especially when you're going through a little tough spell. You need those guys to lean on, but they, they're going potentially playing for the World Cup. A lot of injuries for them right now. Also, their stadium, I heard, is supposed to be spectacular. So it'll be real exciting to see what happens when that thing's up and ready to go.
So Clarence Goodson and Chris Wando, a big-time player, the forward there for...
Yeah, Wando's a Bay Area kid. Went to Chico State. I think he might have gone to De La Salle down in the Bay as well. Great guy. He's actually my roommate the first year in the league. So Wando's one of my good buddies, and rooting for him.
Here's the cross just over the top post. A beautiful kick once again. And an opportunity was there. Great play by Lopez. And it was in the neighborhood with Clementa. And he just had an opportunity a tad bit high. But even then, I think Lorendi might have made a hand on that, even if he would have gotten that just a little bit lower.
Yeah. A great set piece again. Good corner kick swung in. And I think that Clementa, ideally, he's going to head that ball right at the feet of the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, wasn't able to. Here's
the replay again, and just hit it hard. I mean, definitely had it there. Lorendi's a little upset because what we just saw of Sacramento, Clementa was wide open too. There was no one within 2 yards of him.
He is going to be thinking about that one later tonight and tomorrow morning. I guarantee it. He should have done a little bit better with that. Great service again, and a good opportunity for the Republic.
Sometimes you get a little too excited, and talking about some of those U.S. men's national team players like Wando and Goodson going up. So then you had an opportunity for Facito and Adam John, and then they got called back up to the Earthquake. So the reason why you don't see Adam John here, but Adam John may have an opportunity now to really play in some of that forward position and maybe earn his keep with the Earthquakes. He's been a great player on loan for Sacramento, just a couple of contests, but a very young, exciting player to watch as well.
See, that's the beauty of this organization and the relationship we have with San Jose. You know, you have Alan Gordon up there who's hurt right now. Steven Leonard's hurt up there in San Jose. Adam John comes down here, performs well in 2 or 3 games, scores 2 goals, and I'm sure the coaching staff in San Jose is seeing that and thinking, let's bring this guy up. Seems to be performing well. He's getting game fitness and has been performing well. So it's just a great relationship to have.
And being that there are not only the Earthquakes who are tied to the Republic, but you have the Timbers as well up in Portland. And you're playing with a lot of guys with some good MLS experience here. I mean, this is a lot of teammates who really have played at a high level.
No, it is. It's just a matter of putting the puzzle pieces together and making sure that people are gelling and working well together.
Nice move by Lopez. Gets to Braun. Braun struggles with it, loses it, gets it back to Murkovic, and Murkovic will send it to the far side. And working it is Vukovic. Vukovic, very dangerous across, but sent away, and defensively, nice job by the Galaxy. Sacramento seems that their passes just continue to be getting intercepted a little bit more tonight than typically what we've seen here at home the last few matches.
Yeah, it looks like the players are a little bit anxious, a little bit antsy right now. They think, you know, maybe they need to calm down just a little bit and let the game come to them a little more.
And that was intended for Covarrubias, and he will come all the way back. And we discussed a little bit about what we'll get into Bonnie Field and the opportunity that the team will be playing there on a full-size pitch, natural grass and the like. And here you are, 2 teams being a little bit more aggressive, maybe on a smaller field here at Hughes Stadium. And Kevin, I got to ask you now, is this an opportunity where a lot of teams we might start seeing would just start sending the ball down as fast as they can, try to get breaks, try to get someone a little one-on-one?
You know, a strategy definitely is in play here, and coaches on tight fields. We used to play at Spartan Stadium down in San Jose, which is a really tight field, and kind of like a little almost a pinball game is really what it turns into. But a strategy that is implemented often is just, you know, lumping the ball in the attacking third, go win those second balls, and then hopefully you're moving forward at goal at that point in time. But like we talked about earlier, I think it's great that Preki wants to see his guys continue to play tonight. So fortunately, that's not happening here tonight.
And wasn't that really almost a knock on U.S. soccer early on? Is that really what all the play was? Just a lot of send the ball down and go chase and get it?
Exactly.
Kochive tries to find a teammate, Braun, and now he's got a chance to get it back. Covarrubias playing with it near the touchline, finds a teammate. It's Bowen. Bowen will break the left side, coming back down and just drugged down to the turf. Murkovic had no qualms about it. The referee said, get up. That was purely a takedown, and now a yellow card is thrown.
So they're saying Bowen dove here, which is a tough call. Who knows what really happened down there? It looked like there was a bit of a dive.
I can tell you what happened. He drug him down, but you know, nonetheless, we've seen a lot of physical play here tonight.
Absolutely, it looks like it. I think this goes back to that LA Sacramento rivalry of the NorCal Southern California stuff. There is a chip on everyone's shoulder here tonight, and people are being pretty aggressive, which is fun to see. Great for the fans.
So the referee Nestor Chavez did not care to hear any more of it, throws the caution, and it gets the crowd juiced a little bit, and there's a new energy here at Hughes Stadium. Both goals coming very quickly, almost unexpectedly by both of them. Gleason made a beautiful double save earlier in the match, and then just got crossed up, and a tough ball there sends it very high, looking for a teammate with Clementa. And now here's Braun, a 2-on-2 break. Running the left side is Martinez. Martinez had a break and couldn't find the seam.
Good move by the Republic there. You know, another thing we're going to touch on here. Looks like Gleason's struggling a little bit. He's motioning down to the bench that he might be done. It looks like that groin hamstring has really been an issue for him tonight. We got Jakubek up, warming up here. Gleason looks like he's in some clear pain in the back there. So we'll see what happens.
And so Dominic continues to patrol the sideline. Coach Preki has not made a move yet. And they'll see what they can get away with here as we enter the 27th minute mark. And to the turf and holding his leg. It appears it's Garcia. No, excuse me, it's going to be Courtois. So Courtois goes down. And we know it happens. You got to get the calls, the flops. You see it at all different levels. And able to get the call there. It looks like he took one of the shin pretty hard there. Now, meanwhile, the wave circling its around the Hughes Stadium here. Nice stop by Sacramento. Braun has to come up on defense to Areola, and Areola to the left side. This one sails way over the post, and so Sacramento will get it back. Good possession by the Galaxy there. They kind of controlled it, set something up, but they didn't get their, maybe the shot they were looking for, but defensively, got to give credit. Fochive came back, played it nicely. Lopez was back as well. Yeah, that final pass by the Galaxy was lacking a little bit. So fortunately for the Republic here, we got the goal kick. Jake Gleason is still not taking these, so not too much action going on down on the bench, but we'll see what happens. Braun in the middle, and they've been looking for that left side with Stewart a lot. Is there a particular side in those four positions? Are they looking for, hey, you know what, this is where I'd rather have it? It seems that we've seen Stewart typically running that left. Yeah, you might before the game have some sort of a game plan, but usually and typically during the game it happens organically where you start seeing a weakness or an opening, and then you just start, I think, like I said, organically it happens and starts moving that way. So Gleason tells his team to move up. Clemento waits for it. And a good throw by Gleason. A lot of players going up and getting the ball here. And a good fight from Lopez. Republic will have to track it down. In tow is Rugg. And Rugg just meets Gleason before Gleason can pick it up. And here's Delbridge. Delbridge, we haven't seen much of him tonight. He's kind of been laying back. Sometimes it's a good thing when you're not calling a defender's name. So I'm sure that means he's having a steady game so far. Well, in Vukovic, when he typically goes up, we really see Delbridge take a brunt of it. But Clemento's been back a lot, and so is Daly. Now, does that have something to do with that, really, that 4-3-3 that we've seen from the Galaxy tonight? Yeah, they might need to be have been told or thinking cautiously that you need to make sure you have three in the back at all times, and let's not have either of the outside backs up at the same time. Sacramento after that goal here by the Galaxies. 2, it should be that they've given up now 9 goals on the season. They've scored 13. That was Stewart earlier. And it was Ventnor who scored for the Galaxy 2. This is almost like watching a tennis match today. I mean, your eyes are following the field and the ball left and right. We kind of got spoiled by sitting watching Harrisburg City play with it a little bit. And even the Blues is the same a couple of weekends ago. But a different mindset here for the Galaxy. They are looking to attack, looking to make that move. Trying to find maybe Gleason off balance a little bit. Now they know maybe he's a little bit hurt. Yeah, he might be a liability back there. And the first 10-15 minutes really seemed like Sacramento had their way, but the momentum shifted after the Galaxy scored their goal, and right now Sacramento seems to be bunkered down a little bit. Braun being held, and he goes down. And so a free kick for Sacramento as they come back in the other direction. Eric Earnhardt, Manny Uche, and Matthew Buckman, the other officials here tonight. Nestor Chavez, the working referee. Fochive with a nice fight, picks it away from Courtois. And Courtois getting a talking to. I think Fochive just showed how strong he is right there. Courtois tried to poke it around him and just couldn't even get by the brick wall that Fochive is. And Fochive almost almost a linebacker, gets really low, and American football here compared to soccer, and he tends to win these battles.
No, he's a big boy, man. Strong guy.
Fochive out of Washington, D.C. Played at the University of Connecticut. Also Hawaii Pacific. So just a young player as well. Murkovic, Delbridge. Sends it up, and here's Thomas giving chase. Jumps up to get it as Sorto. And here's Fochive with a nice play. A break, and Fochive's got some room. And just a little too far ahead. And Martinez couldn't mark it properly and place it on the spot for Fochive, and Fochive was...
Yeah, it really looked like that ball hopped up just as Martinez was playing the ball through to Fochive and got a little bit too much weight behind the pass and rolled to Galaxy's keeper.
Clementa coming up, and a nice play there to get things going and try to get it to Braun. We've seen that too. We really haven't seen it get Braun at the middle there. Lopez setting him up. Vukovic on the far side has been raising his hands, calling for it. Here's Clementa doing the same on the near side. This is almost pass it to me. I don't know if they could yell any louder, but they don't want to scream and alert the defense.
Yeah, it's a tough ball to hit that thing, probably 40, 50 yards, and it's got to be probably on a rope to get there safely. So it's a tough ball. He is wide open, but he needs to be a little bit more patient. And here we go. We had a great opportunity again for Lopez to serve this ball into the box. Real interested to see how Braun fights for this stuff. Kind of his bread and butter, something in the box. He'll be pushing, he'll be shoving, make sure to try to get his head on this thing.
From top to bottom, Fochive, Stewart, Daly, Braun, Clementa, Vukovic. All the way at the bottom is, looks like Delbridge. Here's one over the middle. And just sails it far right. And no play there, and almost a blown opportunity for Sacramento.
Good ball by Lopez. He drove that with his instep, and you see it kind of sail a little bit. I think you'd rather see them hit it with the inside of his foot, put a little bend on it, and try to drop it right in the 6-yard box. Interesting choice, almost worked out, and let's see what happens with it next time.
Left foot of Lorendi. And it comes to the bench of the Galaxy 2. Locked at 1 here. Goal by Venter, and here's Braun. Braun pauses back toward the middle. Looking for a teammate. He's got double coverage, and he's going to send one toward the mouth of the goal, and it's scooped up by Lorendi.
Decent effort there. I really don't think that Lorendi was challenged at all with that, but can't fault Braun for thinking, let's put one on target, see what happens.
Little errant kick, but it turns out to be in the Galaxy's favor. And here's Rugg working the right side. Picked up on the mark is Murkovic. And looks like down goes Lopez, and so Sacramento will get it back. And Galaxy had an opportunity there.
It looked like great defending over there by Vukovic, holding it, standing up, making sure he's not going down to the ground too quickly. Ends up coming away with the ball and being able to distribute out of the back, which was nice. I'll tell you what, though, Rugg and Bowen look like a handful when they're running at you with the ball. Guys both have really good pace and really good pace with the ball, which is a rare combination to see. But I've been quite impressed with them in the first 35 minutes here, with them moving forward with the ball at their feet.
Sacramento playing just a couple of nights ago, as did the Galaxy 2 in the U.S. Open Cup, and that was at Cosumnes River City College. And the Republic able to come away with a victory there. A 2-1 win over the Ventura County Fusion. Here's Braun. A little cross. He'll wait for it. Gets it right back. He's got an opportunity and taken out. And Lorendi might have caught a lucky break there. Braun with a nice move. Couldn't get it past Lorendi, but he wants that one back.
It looks like Lopez and Mirkovic are getting after the ref, thinking that maybe a penalty should have been called on Larendi. Don't know. We'll have to wait and see what the replay looks like, but it looked like a pretty clean tackle. A great buildup by Republic, though, with Braun and Lopez playing a little 1-2 in the middle of the park and springing Braun forward with a chance of 1v1 on goal. Unfortunately, he didn't get it on target.
Nice little give and go action. Well, here's a corner now. And Braun will come forward with it. Punched away by Larendi.
Good ball by Roro again.
And just an air miss here, and now Martinez will set it up. Clementa, he's going to send it high toward the net. And nobody there. But as we're talking about, Kevin, they played just a few nights ago and did pretty well in the US Open Cup. I mean, you saw them. You said, you know what, they really came back and they fought and pulled out a 2-1 win. Yeah,
it looked like the first half was Republic had the majority of the play and then let in a kind of a soft goal towards the middle of the first half against the run of play, really. But you know what I was really impressed with was what their character to come back from that one goal deficit and put 2 in and end up winning the game. So I think Preki would look at that and think that, you know, my guys have some character and some charisma to really bunker down and get those 2 goals to win.
Now it's the 101st U.S. Open Cup and a great soccer tournament that, if you're not familiar, pits basically just about every professional and amateur club together, and really a winner-take-all style. MLS clubs involved as well. Great ball by Delbridge.
Yeah, the tournament, the Open Cup's got a lot of history. A tough tournament to play in, especially for MLS teams. It's you know, a lot of these lower leagues, USL or NASL, whatever you want to call them, they really do compete with the MLS clubs at those games, and they're just fun, hard-fought games to watch. And I highly recommend people going out to the one next week that the Republic are playing in.
Then that's on May 28th, and they'll take on Fresno, and so Fresno playing at the LA Galaxy. They won as well. They won 6-1 over Cal FC. Not the Sacramento Republic, a little confusing, but the California Football Club as well. A very big win for them. So it's on to the 3rd round here, and then you'll start getting to see some of these MLS squads. So it could be that should Sacramento take down Fresno on the 28th, they would likely play San Jose. So a couple of guys familiar with the Republic going against the parent club.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting game, a fun game to watch.
Speaking of fun, this has been a great match to watch. So much back and forth between both these teams. Regardless of what side of the fan you're on, you really see that your team has got a great opportunity to blow this thing open. I mean, 1 goal likely will win it, but you know, these 2 teams so prolific, really can get out of each other. It could be 3-1 easily for either side.
Yeah, I really want to make sure that Republic here in the next 5 minutes, 6 minutes before the end of the first half are solid in the back and communicating and shouting at each other. Very, very important point in the game right now.
Mirkovic defending nicely today. He's been all over the field. And here you go. You know, you talked about Gleason having those problems, and he's hobbling. So Delbridge again will take the goal kick. Sets it up nicely for Braun.
Well held there by Braun. Shows his strength.
Stewart comes to save, and now Lopez trying to get things going. Back to Delbridge again. Delbridge will send it the other side of the field. Clementa now has a play for it. Martinez working the seam. Back to set it up for Chive from the point. Good stop by the Galaxy, but back comes Clementa and just missed it. There's Courtois back to the middle. Over the left side is Rugg. And Rugg wants a whistle. Looks like he'll get it. And that'll go against Daly.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think the ref had a poor angle when he looked at that. Only could have thought it hit his arm. We had a pretty clear view. Looked pretty clean up here.
And so Garcia and Aris will converse over who will take the free kick here. And still a conversation taking place with Ventnor. And having a few words
We got Areola on the side here. The Republic need to make sure we got down here. Here we go. We got Mirkovic coming out here, but
and it's likely arm in arm. Lopez and Martinez over the top, picked up by Gleason. Nice job, kept his eyes on the ball the entire time. And as you know, Kev, those can be very hard to see sometimes. You're throwing it over that wall, but perfectly played and scooped it up easily.
Yeah, the big thing is Gleason's got to make his decision, either go for the ball or stay in the goal. And you have people running right across his face, and it's a tough one. You really, very tricky ball right there. I think just sailed over the Galaxy's head, so fortunately Gleason made the right decision and scooped it up.
It looks like it's pretty easy when you have that many moving parts and the white ball just kind of lose your side of vision. There's lights factor as well, I'm sure, right?
And Gleason, what goalies are taught there is they need to be decisive. Either go or stay. Don't go halfway and be caught in no man's land. That's where you get yourself into trouble.
So Vukovic will throw in. And he'll find the Galaxy instead. Delbridge coming all the way up, leaving only one man back is Daly. Final minutes here, the first half from Hughes Stadium. Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister, joining you tonight as we do on every broadcast here. We appreciate you tuning in. We are tied at 1. Stewart with a goal, Vettner with a goal. And it's been a lot of fast-paced soccer. Very little dribbling by either team. It's been pass, go, pass, go. Delbridge comes up, and Daly's got some problems now as he's got 2 behind him. Looking for a teammate. Gleason comes up. It was intended for Rugg, who was over the middle of the field.
Not a good look there for the Republic. They got to make sure that the back line is tied together. You have so many gaps right there with Dalbridge stepping out, and then you got Daly sitting back with Vukovic playing up high, and just there's too many gaps. Kind of bailed out there by Courtois' first touch. I think he had a poor first touch. If he would have taken it towards goal, would have made somebody commit. But they need to make sure. We got a couple minutes left here, and this is where you need to be solid.
Here's Vukovic trying to find Stewart, and out of the box comes Lorendi and makes a nice play. Both goalies have really had to make some tough decisions today, whether or not they come out, stay in. I mean, it is not a good night to be
right, and it really looks pretty trivial when you think about it, but it's a big, tough decision that I think separates the great goalies from good goalies is how decisive they are when they do come out.
Little fight for it. Lopez goes down, as does Bowen. No whistle blown. And almost like he's posted up in basketball. Braun does such a nice job of sealing off his man and usually takes the ball. And now going down is Garcia. And Precky's upset. Along the sideline. Precky wearing all gray this evening. He's been pretty calm for most of this match, but did not like that call there. As now the Galaxy has an opportunity as we fall into the closing moments here of the first half. The third meeting between the Galaxy and the Republic. Gleason will take it off the second bounce. And no extra time there. So they will blow the whistles. That'll become the end of the first half. We didn't really have any stoppage. Seems like a great move. But meanwhile, we had Stewart in the 7th minute off an assist from Delbridge. Send it over the top. A great kick. The near post to us. That made it 1-0. But back came the corner kick. And it was ours to Vettner, and just a little bit of blown coverage from the Republic, and we're tied at 1, and that's how it left us. Now, you knew this team's were going to come out aggressive. We saw them come out aggressive. Where's that mentally now? Both these teams are probably a little worn down. That was a tough first half to play.
Very, very physical, and I think a lot of energy was spelled on both sides of the ball there for both teams. So they got to go in and regroup and really figure out some game plan on how to take advantage. I think Sac needs to focus on the really buttoning up the back line right now. There's too many gaps for what I'm seeing and what I like to see. So they got some discussions to be had, and we'll see where they come back in the second half.
We didn't have any substitutions in the first 45. We'll likely see it in the last 45 of both these teams Doing a lot of running here, so it looks like you're going to see some substitutions coming in quickly for the second half. We're going to step aside here. We'll be right back, but you're going to want to not miss the second half of this match between the Galaxy and the Republic here from Hughes Stadium. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a few to start the second half.
As the weather heats up, remember that Wednesdays are limited to 2 days a week in the city of Sacramento, and only on specific days. You can learn the weather routines plus tips for using less water at SaveFreshWater.org. Starting tonight, through the end of the 2014 season, stop by the community restaurant and sushi bar and enjoy the exclusive Republic roll. Proceeds of all these Sacramento Republic FC rolls sold go to UC Davis Children's Hospital. Oh yeah, halftime! McCoy taking the most challenge. One of the flags up on the floor. One player each. February sumo suits, as you can see. It is a simple game of one-on-one. The player with the most goals in 3 minutes wins the McCoy kickoff. Underneath the contestants. Red Sumo. Mike. In the blue Sumo. Kirsten. Let's get ready. What's a goal? Sumo wrestler. That's the next defense on that one. That's definitely a yellow card for a guy. 45 seconds left. Definitely not one goal. Mike in the right criminal court with a pass to the net. Let's bring in two more challenges for me today. Mike wins $100 in the red primo suit. Congratulations, Mike. A nice effort, Gerson.
Taste of the season at Rayleigh's Bel Air in Knoxville.
I was looking for a health plan that would give me more value for my money. That's why I chose Western Health Advantage. And so should you. My family has access to a wide network of quality doctors and services. So I have peace of mind knowing that we have the coverage we need when we're ready, no matter what happens.
Discover the advantages at westernhealth.com. Western Health Advantage. Advantage you.
Ask Mark and Candace Bonney. Why is Bonney Plumbing, Heating and Air successful? They'll tell you. It took a lot of hard work and treating everyone like family. The Bonnies knew that doing right by the customer was simply good business. They also believed in taking care of their employees' family style, with good pay and benefits. They care about them. And their employees care about their customers and their company. It's worked for Bonney for over 35 years, and it'll work for many years to come.
Hey Dad, I got Nate Algebra.
Excited about soccer, and so are we. CBS 13 and CW31 are proud to be the official TV stations of your Sacramento Republic FC. So we understand why you have soccer on the brain.
Ladies and gentlemen, please have your attention for a very important message. Please direct your sight to the screen. The picture there is a picture of the missing 6-year-old Evan. Evan, if you can hear us, walk up to an employee or a security guard and tell them to knock and we will help you. Evan is 6 years old, wearing a blue and brown striped shirt. Sacramento, we're looking for some teamwork here. So please, everyone, if you can look around for a 6-year-old boy with a blue and brown striped shirt. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise. We found the child. Thank you very much, Sacramento. Sacramento Republic FC to welcome everyone celebrating consecutive with us this evening. And also, specifically wishing very special birthday to, well, happy 40th birthday to Danny Hernandez. Also, happy 10th birthday to Riley. Happy 8th birthday to Bruce Schneider. Alexandra is now celebrating her 14th birthday. And happy birthday to Erica. Celebrating her 19th birthday to Clifford Dillon. Or happy 9th birthday to both Dylan and Ryan. And a happy 50th birthday to Dave Millich. Happy birthday, everyone. And if you are celebrating a birthday or an anniversary, if you want your name on the big screen, email community at sacramentoFC.com. Of all ages, head downtown to the Weird Irish Pub, your home for all things soccer. For the official Sacramento Republic FC host pint. Enjoy the new menu, new prices and TVs, and drinks with your fellow Sacramento Republic FC fans. That's very important next year. All alcohol sales will be cut off at the 60-minute mark. All alcohol sales will be cut off at the 60-minute mark.
And welcome back here to the start of the second half as we're about to get underway. Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister, and it's a 1-1 game here at Hughes Stadium, and each team with a goal, each team with an assist, 8 fouls apiece, 2 corners apiece, no offsides, and we have 4 saves for Gleason and 2 for Lorendi, and 5 shots on goal for the Republic, meanwhile 7 for the Republic. And what an interesting first half we had there as we had both those teams going, and now we have the substitution. As you called it, looked like Jake Gleason was not going to be able to fully go for another 45, so we have Dominic Jokubek now checking into the game, the Lodi native. It's 6'1", 34 years of age. He's been a great backup to this team when they've needed him.
Yeah, he's going to come in. He's got some minutes under his belt already this year, and so it's Jake, great goalie, but Jokubek, if you're going to have someone fill in for him, Jokubek's your guy. So
Republic will switch sides. They will now defend the south end of the field. Meanwhile, the Galaxy will defend the north field here at Hughes Stadium, and it will be the Galaxy to kick off on their own side of the field. Doesn't look like we have any other substitutions at this point, but I know you're expecting to have a few of them. But meanwhile, we have a moment to break here. We're going to have a special guest now here in studio. It's Charlie Bamforth. He's currently over UC Davis, and really maybe a beer aficionado and a soccer big fan. I know you are as well. Charlie, thanks for coming and stopping by with us this afternoon.
Nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
And so how are you enjoying the match so far?
Very much. I'm enjoying it a lot, particularly as the goal was scored by a guy who played for my team in England, Wolverhampton Wanderers. So he started off as a young guy there, so I was very pleased to see that.
And so it's been very fun, very aggressive game here for you. Now a little bit about your background here. Now you're basically recruited a little bit to come to UC Davis, help keep that basically the oenology department going, and you have the great beer making there. We know it's a big wine culture, but you're more of kind of a beer guy, right?
I am a beer guy. Beer and football, soccer go together. Wine and soccer don't go together. So I've been in the brewing industry for 34 years, and but I have two lives. One is I professor of brewing science, but I also write about football, write about soccer, and have done for a long time now.
And mixing those two a little bit together, I know that you're trying to take what you've learned from overseas and bring it in kind of the beer culture, but also a little bit of soccer as well, and then mixing it too. Have you seen they've kind of both grown up right before your eyes here, right?
Absolutely. I mean, these are exciting times in both ways. Here in Sacramento, not only now with this fine football club, and I'm pleased to see that it is FC, but also the beer community here in Sacramento is so very, very exciting.
And so I have to ask you a little bit now with Sacramento Breweries. It was a great tradition. Hundreds or so years ago, really Sacramento, Northern California in general, was really a hot spot for beer, the hop growing and everything else. And now we have Track 7, you have Rubicon, you have New Helvetica, Roost Dollars come back, River City. I mean, what do you think about some of these local breweries here?
They're great. I mean, there have been local breweries for a while. Here in Davis, we've got a Sudwork, and they've been there for a good while. I had something to do with Roost Dollars, so Jay Payno is a good friend, and helped them along, and New Helvetia. So really, it's exciting times, and it won't be easy. It's not easy to succeed. Just up the road here, of course, in Chico, we have the marvelous Sierra Nevada Brewing Company, the most beautiful brewery in the world. So I'm sure that there's a lot of guys in Sacramento would like to emulate that as well. And it won't be easy, but they've got a lot going for them.
Now, I know Anchor Steam and then Sierra Nevada really paved the way for kind of those craft beers. So we talk about craft beers and looking at that atmosphere. What do you think about this atmosphere? What do you think about this? 20,000 strong.
Absolutely. I would never have predicted it, or perhaps I should have done, because there are so many communities in Sacramento, so many originating in so many places where football, soccer has been the game, and so perhaps one shouldn't be surprised. But the atmosphere is fantastic, and Mexican waves and all sorts of amazing things are going on here.
And Clemente with the left foot just misses wide near the near post, so his sends away. But that first shot on goal for Sac Republic here in the second half. We're talking with Charlie Bamforth here to start things going here. Now, I know that you've written a couple books. You have something else new coming out here that we look forward to reading?
Yeah, loads of books, actually. But, it's amazing that I've written hundreds of things about beer in the years, but I've written twice as much about football, about soccer. So I used to write for matchday programs in England, and I still write for a website which is devoted to Wolverhampton Wanderers. So I very much enjoy doing that. Meet some fascinating people.
And the style of play, Kevin and I were talking before you joined us in the first half. We talked a little bit about the style of play. On a short pitch like this, you usually see kind of a lot of ping pong back and forth, and that was really a mark on American soccer early on, is that you saw really just not great footwork. And we've seen that change here. We've seen a lot of the international influence come through.
Absolutely right. And there is that influence, and Preki, of course, has and always has been a very gifted football person. It is quite narrow, quite a narrow pitch, and it doesn't allow for width.
Here's Stewart looking for Braun, and Galaxy breaking it up. And it's almost, this match has really kept you on your seat a little bit here, Charlie. Here is Stewart with an opportunity. Looking for a teammate. It's Vukovic from the left side, sent it toward the net. And It's Lorendi who comes out and snipes it out of the air. So when you see this USL Pro level of soccer, what do you think about the overall play?
I'm enjoying it. It's good. I wish they'd bring it down a little bit more often. get it on the deck a bit more. You know, it's end to end and it's lively, and there's no shortage of spirit here.
And so great night, and I know that Sacramento continues to grow with beer. Now you're Ed Davis right now really helping that department continue going on. How long you can stick around for a while, or what do you?
Well, do I look old or something?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we had last he retired. I know you kind of took his place.
Yeah, probably 5 years. I've got
Okay.
a daughter who's at college on the East Coast, and you know that ain't cheap, you know. So probably another 5 years or so, and I'll probably stick around, do a little bit of teaching afterwards, a little bit of when I retire, but. You know, I'll still be writing stuff about beer, but also about football, about soccer as well.
Now, I know just before you go, I know that really American beers have their craft beers have really come a long way, and I know that it's really been a big thing as American beers keep winning in a fight down low and a good tussle, and the whistles blow. And I'll tell you what, Murkovic is not happy about that call. And he's going to plead his case before we go. And now Lopez is now there's a little bit of shuffling, and Murkovic hits the deck. And things are getting a little bit out of control here as both players and punches being thrown, each team trying to break up one another. And LA Sacramento rivalry just taking on a whole new stamp here at Hughes Stadium. And cooler heads prevail before it gets a little bit worse. But we do have a Galaxy 2 player on the turf as well, holding left shoulder, as the officials try to calm things down a little bit. Well, I guess there is some passion here, Charlie.
A little bit of emotion there.
And there's a red card. And the red card goes against Rafael Garcia. He had a caution earlier in the match. And Lopez. And it looks like Bone having a bit of a conversation as well as things continue to go. And Garcia is going to be escorted off the field here. And Courtois wants an explanation of what happened. So the captain for the Galaxy is now gone. I'm surprised there weren't a couple more red cards there. There was a few punches thrown. And the crowd now into it. So Charlie, we bring you up and all heck breaks loose.
I take no responsibility for that. There's no beer involved in that,
Okay.
I tell you.
Now there was a big brew fest today. Did you make it over to Miller Park at all today?
No, I was tied up at the university all day today. So
okay. Very good. So, and before I want to ask you this, I know we get a lot of different students coming, probably from all over the world, to come to Davis now.
They do, yeah.
How great is this?
It is good. We got a guy in one of our classes at the moment from Venezuela, and we got other people from Japan and all over the world.
Okay, well, Charlie, we do appreciate you stopping by. Now, your latest book is called what?
The latest book, well, there's so many of them, but the most recent one is all about flavor, beer flavor. But I did do one recently called Beer is Proof God Loves Us. But there's as much about soccer in there as there is about beer.
Okay, well, we look forward to reading both of them. I'm sure we can find them on Amazon as well. So we do appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
Thank you for your knowledge as well, and enjoy the match. We'll let you work any longer.
All right, thanks a lot. Cheers.
And that's Charlie Bamforth there, and a soccer and beer pro. Thanks for having him on. And Kevin, now that we bring you back in, a little bit of tussle here, and we talked about this rivalry, and I don't know, maybe people thought it wasn't real, but here's players who not all from Northern Southern California, but hey, there's some bad blood.
No, I'm going straight into the LA to Sacramento rivalry here. You know, that tough little play down there, hard tackle, and then, you know, one thing leads to another thing. It snowballs, and all of a sudden someone's probably sticking their forehead on someone's nose or a push or a throat or something like that. So fortunately, I think the Republic held strong and did the smart thing without really throwing punches or anything like that. Now we have a one-man advantage, so let's see how we can take advantage of it.
So Garcia is gone. And now the Sac Republic, who've all been on the attack for most of the evening, are continuing to push it downfield. And when you say you have an advantage here now, what will we likely see strategically from the Republic?
Republic should still keep doing what they're doing. It's going to be interesting to see what the Galaxy 2 decide to do here. If they're going to bring one of their forwards back into the midfield, maybe even change formations to what you'd call a 4-4-1 almost. And we'll see how things unfold. And it looks like they probably are doing that 4-4-1 with Rugg staying high as the point man.
And it's easier to win advantage. They've been double teaming the ball as soon as they can pick it up. And Braun now back toward the middle. And out to the touch line it goes.
I'd really like to see the next 5 minutes for the Republic to put their foot on the gas and start pressing. Put the Galaxy under pressure, start moving the ball quickly, and pick up the tempo and energy a little bit. They need to be a little bit more pests to play against, I think. That's what I was hoping to see today. I haven't really seen it too much with guys just being a nuisance and making it difficult for the Galaxy. So hopefully they can turn things around here in the next 5-6 minutes.
So Aris is in. Now also checking in is Bradley Diallo. Last played in Belgium a season ago with the LA Galaxy this season. They remain Galaxy ball. So Diallo at one of those midfielder positions. Is he coming up? He looks like he dropped back as a defense. So he pulls back into that final three. A nice stop, takes it off the face of Mirkovic. And Mirkovic was right in the mix of that little tussle between the two teams. No surprise there at all, Kevin.
No surprise at all. That's the type of player you want. You want your holding midfielder to be the first one in that sort of mix-up. And lo and behold, there he was right in the middle of it.
And we've been seeing the Galaxy sending it down and down. And Sorto off of his head. And so a throw in here by the Republic. We're still tied at 1. This is the third time these two teams have played this season. Probably has a little bit to do with this. There's not such a rivalry when you only play a team once a year. Already 3 times in this early get-go. First 2 were in Carson, California. Now here in Northern California in Sacramento.
I think from early on you could tell that they didn't like each other. They weren't happy to play against each other.
They're very physical. A nice slide tackle by the Galaxy.
Looks like I caught him on the hand as he was going through. So here we go, another set piece. Let's see if Lopez is running over there to get on the ball. All right, I'm glad Vukovic is going over there with his left boot. See what he can do here. This is a perfect ball for an in-swinger, a left-footed player. Vukovic just wants to bend this basically into the far post. Have it bounce in.
Delbridge is coming up. Braun going toward the net as well. Braun with a header, and it doesn't get a second opportunity. Set wide right. It was right there. Not able to make it happen was Max Alvarez.
Great ball by Vukovic. Justin Braun getting dirty, diving in there, sticking his nose in there to try to get his head on the ball.
And it was right there. Great opportunity. No, that was Stewart, excuse me. Stewart just sent it a little bit high.
That's a tough ball to hit down towards the ground. Easy to flare off the side of your foot over the goal. But technically, you want to see him put his foot right through the back of that ball and get it on target at least. And
that's really 2 times now we've seen almost Sacramento be a little too aggressive. Clementa tried it with a header, just sent it over the top post, and then that time it was Stewart just kicked it a little too hard, man.
Right, you want to see your guys have some composure in that position on the field. It's tough. You do get pretty antsy and energetic when that ball's bouncing right up for you, and all you need to do is blast it. So it's believe me, it's harder said than done, but he needs to figure out a way to technically, like I said, put his foot through the back of the ball and hit target.
Covarrubias was able to break up the attack by the Republic. And now Sacramento just trying to set something up here. What's the play here, Kevin?
You know, they need to be patient because I think what the Galaxy is going to end up doing here is most likely they're going to be sitting back. So what they need to do is keep moving the ball side to side, 1 and 2 touch soccer. And don't lollygag on the ball. Move the ball, make the Galaxy move with that as well.
Stewart right there. Stewart still coming, sends one toward the goal. And nice pickup by Larendi. Didn't really have an opportunity, but we saw it a week ago across that, or 2 weeks ago across that was meant to be just a pass and ended up going into the net.
Yeah, sometimes the soccer gods are smiling upon you, and that night they were for Stewart. I'm sure if you ask him, though, it was a shot.
And even the team here, they sent out the recap of the game, and the team is always going to be about as positive as you can be, and even they had to admit that it clearly was a pass. So, but nonetheless, say, you know what, at the end of the day, it says goal. And here's Braun, gets behind the defense, and finally it's all offsides. That's the first offsides that we've seen in the match. I mean, they're coming here almost 60 minutes in, Kevin.
You know, I don't know about that one either. Fortunately, the ball was going back to Laurenti anyways, but that looked like a pretty suspicious call in my book.
And so we do now have another substitution as Ariola will come out, and it will be Logan Emery to check back in.
See, and they're already stalling here, Rob. They got Ariola coming off. He's taking his shin guards off, slowly walking to the sideline. So now we know pretty much what their game plan is. They're fine with sitting on this and keeping this at a 1-1 draw. You don't like to see it, but it happens. And I think they're showing their cards a little bit here. They're letting Sac Republic know that, listen, we're here for a draw. We're fine with 1-1.
Still a lot of time left here, though. So, and the fact of what will be given is extra time, because we also, a little scuffle earlier. I mean, how much is the referee Nestor Chavez going to put back on? Start it back. Here's the Galaxy. Delbridge tips it off. Here's an opportunity for the Galaxy, too. And a header back, and Delbridge recovered nicely. But there was a great scoring opportunity by Rugg. But Delbridge is able to break it up.
Yeah, that ball looked like it might have bounced up and hit Delbridge in the hand. Fortunate not to get a penalty called.
There's that 4-4-1 that continue. Braun leaking out again. Not able to get it, but here's Merkovic. Merkovic back to Focive. And Focive fights for it. Here's Rugg on the right side. Delbridge there as well. Now he's being triple teamed. And here's Merkovic. He's got an opportunity with Braun on the left side. Stewart in the middle. 2-on-3 it goes. Braun to the middle, looking for a teammate, and it's tapped away. Nice job by Covarrubias to break it up with Republic with that +1 advantage, able to get things going. Here's Leak in the left side. Here is Vukovic. Vukovic trying to turn the corner. Sends it toward the goal. And headed away, and flying to the backside was Braun. Takes it over his head. Vukovic pulls it back in, and they're going to give it to the Galaxy.
I'll tell you what, that was an unbelievable ball by Lopez with his left foot there to spring Vukovic. Put him right in a perfect position, and he was able to do a little one-time cross. That was actually a decent ball he put in there. Unfortunately, just a little bit too low. But that's what Lopez brings to the table. Both feet, I'm telling you, he can serve both feet, any sort of ball, instep, inside of the foot. He's got very, very technical skills.
And it looks like we'll have Dakota Collins checking in soon, and it might even be for Vukovic. Still tied at 1. Both scores coming in the first half. Thomas Stewart scored in the 7th minute. And it was the 16th minute for the Galaxy. And it was Ventnor. Here is Delbridge tracking it down, and off the touchline it goes, and so it'll be a throw-in. Here's for Vukovic. And now it's, instead of Vukovic coming out, it will be Justin Braun. So Vukovic was ready to check out the last break, but which was interesting because Dakota is a forward, but Collins now along with Stewart up front.
Yeah, Collins had a great game midweek in the Open Cup, scored the game-winning goal, and looked really, really energetic out there. He was buzzing around, putting pressure on the back four. So I think Preki noticed that and probably going to give him a blow here for about 25 minutes. Interesting substitution taking off Braun, but maybe that has something to do with his injury and don't want to push it too hard this early with him.
Just his first game back since early April, so he's almost a month out of play. And so Dakota Collins from Cal Poly, Temecula native here in California, into the game with a forward position. He's already in the tussle there.
Yeah, he's a hard worker, hard-nosed forward.
And Kevin, for those who you substitute in, and there's such a pace to games already. I mean, typically you try to fit in there, and it's easier maybe done with a game like basketball or even football, something like that. But how hard is it with a pace like that we've seen here tonight to step in? Yeah, you got to come in and you got to probably take some sort of note before you go in there that this game's moving pretty quick and the tempo's high. You know, it's these guys do this day in and day out, so wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't come in here. Dakota, I'm talking about here, if doesn't come in and just fits in perfectly. Here's Daniel Steres from Burbank, California, checking in for the Galaxy 2. And interesting about the Galaxy, they have 9 players from Southern California who are originally from there, not just who live there now, but at some point in time have called Southern California home for another reason. And that is a pretty incredible stat. I mean, you have a team that's, you know, feeding in, but this really does help out that NorCal-SoCal rivalry. Yeah, I think it goes to show that there's so much talent in California in general, particularly down in Southern California with the youth players that come out of there year in, year out. You have quite a few guys going on to the next level, and obviously it's pretty evident here tonight. The wind has been relatively calm tonight. Been probably the warmest of all the matches here. Just missing those 100-degree days. I think a lot of the soccer fans are happy about that. And especially probably a game like this, the players are too. Dakota Collins just like a bull just storming through, and he is not afraid at all. He has come through, made some very nice plays as he's checked in here just a few moments ago. Here in the middle is Lopez, right to Collins. Collins can't handle it. And so the Republic trying to remain on the attack. The Galaxy, since losing a man, have been on the defense. Here's Collins trying to beat the back man and picked up Lila Rendy. Good idea. I'd like to see Sacramento be a little bit more patient, keep the ball, move it side to side, wait for gaps to open up, wait for someone to get some sort of complacency going and take advantage of it. Rendy, goalkeeper for the Galaxy 2, from Melbourne, Florida, played in Fort Lauderdale. And the Galaxy just going to keep sending it the other way. And the official attendance tonight, 20,231. And I don't know how many times you can keep setting attendance records, but Sacramento now has the top 3 most attended USL Pro regular season matches in history. Here's Collins, has an opportunity, being held, goes to the turf, and he has a good opportunity. That is so close to being a penalty. Honestly, referee ran right up and pointed it about an inch outside the 18-yard box. I say, did he put it on the line? Because that's via their call here. And now the Galaxy is a little upset. So. No, they're complaining. They need to get out of there. They're fortunate that that wasn't called a penalty. 50-50 chance that's called a penalty kick. So no penalty kick here, it seems. And now Lorendi will line up his troops, and now a caution is being thrown. And so the Galaxy just continue to rack them up, but they don't care. And that's just, we just checked in a little bit ago. It's Bradley Diallo who's hit with the caution. I'm telling you, that is incredibly fortunate that for the Galaxy that's not called a penalty. Incredibly unfortunate that it isn't for the Republic, because I'm telling you, 50% is a coin toss to see if that thing is going to land and be called a penalty kick. And Dakota Collins has just checked in. I don't know if Dakota's likely maybe the fastest player on this team, but he is a fighter. He really does fight for position each and every time. Yeah, he looked like a little a bull in there, just pinging off guys, pushing the ball through. And here's a clap going here at Hughes Stadium. All right, they're going to be putting probably 7 to 8 guys in this wall. Goalkeeper's going to try to eliminate one side of the goal. And you're going to have Lopez. I'd put money Lopez is taking this. I'd like to see him just drive it hard. Don't get cute with this, Lopez. I think he just needs to drive it hard towards the goalie side. It looks like he's going to try to get cute with this. Stewart's trying to get a running start, and it found the net. He spunked it right through. Lorendi didn't react in time, and a goal for the Republic, and it's 2-1. What a goal. What a goal, man. The crowd's going nuts. It's unbelievable. Lopez runs right over the battalion. They stomped on one of the signboards. These guys are pumped up, man. Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Bowen jumped up in the air. Bowen's jumping. You're not doing your job in the wall if you're jumping in the air and spreading your legs.
and definitely screen the goalie. Goalie doesn't have a clear view out of it, and as soon as he sees it, it's too late. It's already past him. That's a great free kick by Rodrigo there to put it low and hard to the corner.
And now the crowd is pumped up.
We got a beat LA chant going. This is unbelievable.
And Lopez right there just scored the goal.
He's fired up. I'm fired up.
Of a free kick, and what a beautiful play that was. And it was interesting because trying to view it from this point, it went underneath and it was hard to understand why. And then you see the replay and you see Bowen step up, and here's an opportunity for Collins. Oh, and he couldn't get there. Kicked it to the side of the net. And so Collins broke free, just able to slow him down enough was Diallo. And so Diallo missed his man. Lorendi came out to try to make the stop. There was that decision-making opportunity, and he chose the wrong way.
LA's rattled right now. We got the beat LA chant going on. They're rattled, making poor decisions in the back. I'd like to see Dakota get there a little bit quicker and get a toe on it. He had a chance there.
So it is Lopez with the goal there to make it 2-1 Sacramento, and a new life here at Hughes Stadium. And just setting it toward the net. A big kick and nearly got it. Kevin,
hey,
a great chance.
Rob, Lopez is feeling, Roro's feeling good right now. We're calling him Roro tonight. A very ambitious effort there. I'll give him the green light any day of the week after he scores a free kick like he did a few minutes ago. He is feeling good right now.
His second goal of the season. And that puts him at 5 points on the year. He had 13 shots coming into this game here tonight, and a couple of those from the corner, but a big score there. He definitely might have the best leg and just accuracy here on this club, and showed it there, and has just ignited Hughes Stadium. All 20,000 fans here looking to see another Republic victory. Daly with the header.
Yeah, now you want Daly, and if you're Preki, you want Daly and Delbridge to hold the fort down and to really become commanders back there and start barking orders to Mirkovic and Fochive in front of him to make sure that you're locking things down. That was my job when I played. I was a center back, and now as soon as we scored a goal, it was always known between the two center backs. You guys got to take the initiative, put the weight on your shoulders, and make sure nothing squeaks by you right now. Very important 5 minutes for the Republic coming up.
And just feeding off energy. You obviously have a lot of that coming from a goal. Well, you have this many fans behind you as well. How easy is it to get almost a little bit ahead of yourself?
Yeah, you can get lost in it a little bit, and that's where I think you got to have some a cool head on your shoulders to make sure you're holding things down.
Here's Aris toward the net, and there is a first save by Djokovic, and so Dominic picks it up, and the crowd likes it too. A great stop.
Here we go. Lopez is on a break.
Lopez, Covarrubias, and Covarrubias able to get there first and sends it out of play and into the stands.
Good ball by Djokovic there, noticing there was 2-on-2 in the back and just springing it forward.
Sacramento ready to go. Here's Dakota Collins. Fochive playing with it a little bit. Here to the left side is Vukovic. Vukovic will send it over, and it's poked away. But a nice job, Lorendi. He made another tough decision. Stay or go. He said go, get there quickly, and Stewart just about a leg away from getting there.
Vukovic served a great ball in there. Pretty soft call for me in the box, if I'm being honest. I think LA got bailed out a little bit there.
This crowd is really into it now. And headed out of play. You know what? Here, Martinez getting his first start this evening. I really like the way he's played. He's been a lot all over the field. You haven't really seen him get a shot on goal yet, but I think he's played a lot of crucial minutes.
Yeah, he's got I like his energy. Brings a good little change of pace to the outside, to the flank.
I think he's negated a little bit of the other midfielders for LA Galaxy as well.
Right. Defensively, he's done well.
There's Mirkovic. Looking for Stewart. Stewart able to head it high, but no one behind him as Martinez came back up to play it. And now Martinez has a chance. 3-on-2. Here's Collins, goes to the net, and poked away by Lorendi. It was near the high post, and a great power kick, and just not able to find the net.
Right on cue. Looks like Martinez heard us up here and decides to put a crack on frame. Good strike, good save. Yeah, good strike, good save. Goalie's not going to try to catch that and for worries that's going to creep in. Yeah, right, struck very well and very hard at the crossbar.
And you know it stung his hands, but he didn't want to shake it off a little bit.
Don't rub it, buddy.
Don't rub it. Vukovic is in the box. And just punched away was Lorendi. Just swung his arm up there and able to send it away. Looks like we'll have 3 substitutions, or maybe at least 2 for the Galaxy when there's an opportunity. Here's Collins playing with it, dribbling toward the middle, finds a teammate, looking to turn it. Here's Stewart. Stewart looks to turn it. He's going to throw it towards the net, cross, and nobody home. Collins just couldn't get there in time, but Collins able to recover. Here's Martinez.
Got an offsides. I love the patience. I love the patience by Republic.
So Courtois will go out. He will be replaced by Alexander Djokovic. Djokovic with a goal on this season. He'll come to the forward position.
For the LA Galaxy 2, that's 58. Alexander Djokovic.
Yeah, Jack McBean coming in as well.
So Jack McBean will come in
for Rugg.
Likely a midfielder position. Oh, he'll come to the forward position as well. So you'll have McBean and Djokovic, 2 forwards here into the game.
Looks like LA's trying to change things up a little bit and be a little bit more offensive-minded going down that goal.
Jack McBean with 6 assists on the year.
Yeah, McBean's an interesting player. Drafted, I think, in 2011, maybe signed as a homegrown player for the Galaxy as a 16-year-old.
Just 16 years old.
19 years old now, been a professional soccer player for 3 years. Has a few goals for LA's first team, and we'll see what he can do tonight. He's a handful. Kind of a chippy, hard-nosed player, back to goal forward with some good technical skills.
And being signed that young, it's something that we saw in baseball years ago. That's changed a little bit. The NBA has instituted an age rule as well. The football, the NFL, they're dealing with a very similar thing, setting guys for college for so many years. So is soccer far off? I mean, here they're signing guys early in mid-teens. I mean, this is a really much different field than the rest of these other professional sports in America.
Yeah, it started a while ago. You know, Landon Donovan might have been one of the first young guys to come in. He left for Germany early, but the big name is obviously Freddie Adu. Came in as a 14, 15-year-old, and it's something that'll keep happening. I don't see that changing much. In fact, I think you'll see quite a few teenagers every year over the next few years joining the league.
Is it because there's so many opportunities? And Delbridge takes one hard to the gut, and he's going to go down, and unhappy with it is Bowen, but nonetheless, and Delbridge's a little slow to get up. But is there something, because there's so many different leagues and so many different tiers, is this likely why you see this continue, where you're going to have 16, 17, 18-year-olds coming out?
Yeah, and that's what it's been forever, you know, overseas in Europe, down south, South America. Obviously, they don't have the collegiate system that we have here, where Americans grow up and you're taught kind of or dreaming to just play for college one day. And those kids their goal and dreams to play professionally. And the earlier you can do it, the better. We're seeing more and more of it here in the States, which is kind of surprising. But like I said, I think with the expansion of MLS, there's essentially what that means, there's more jobs. So more jobs for young players to come in and take. And surprising, but the league's done a good job with getting those kids in. They have Generation Adidas contracts that basically put money aside for these players for their schooling down the road, which is just a great program. I think they have 7 to 8 of those contracts that are signed every year.
And we talk about these homegrown contracts as well. What's an advantage for a club there? And here's one up toward the net, and Djokovic will pick it up.
The homegrown contracts allow teams to essentially grab kids and before they go to the draft. You got to put a claim on them early when they're 16, 17 years old, but it allows you to kind of control that player's rights.
And it's great because you have people who see a kid that's from their area growing up, and Sacramento has a couple already here. And a header that almost went error to the wrong side, Lorendi. They said, listen, but maybe the crowd a little bit too loud.
Yeah, crowd noise has a definite factor with that play right there, probably.
And it's interesting because since Diallo's checked in, him and Lorendi are not on the same page.
They're definitely not on the same page. They've been arguing and barking back and forth at each other for the last 15 minutes.
I don't know if they're on the same field right now, Kevin.
Right.
Kevin Goldthwait, Rob McAllister with you here. And Kevin, this has just really been an exciting match. We know we hoped it would be this way, and you never quite know what you're getting, but both teams have really imposed their own will on each of the team at certain times. It's when they've been able to kind of capitalize on it, and Sacramento's done a nice job, and Lopez with a beautiful kick. And here is streaking is Mirkovic, and he'll pull it back out and settle things down a little bit.
And going back to the homegrown players we were talking about, Sacramento, I think, or the Earthquakes signed a Sacramento kid recently in the last maybe 6 months. I think Tommy Thompson's his name is, a kid from out in Roseville, Rockland area. Signed a homegrown contract from Indiana University. He was there for a year or so. High expectations for him. And hopefully Sacramento will be able to see him here in a Republic jersey once or twice this year and see how he can play in front of his hometown fans.
Well, Adam John, perfect example, went to Jesuit High School, Stanford, and then sticking around the Bay Area. I think Adam John's done all right. I mean, if you're go to a different college, I think Stanford's a pretty good choice.
It's a pretty good choice.
And then you go to a club and you stick in the Bay Area, and you can stay with the Earthquakes. And then if you have to play USL Pro level and you bring back down, you're right back in your hometown. I think he's probably has the best scenario of anybody.
Right, and you know, his first year, his rookie year, last year in the MLS, he played really well, scored some big goals for the team, and established himself as a contributor early, which is just great to see as a young player.
Republic sending it deep, and Stewart has got some pretty big eyes today. He is ready for another one. 2 goals in 2 USL Pro regular season matches. Here's Collins on the right side. He'll send it over the middle. Galaxy recovers and negate the attack by the Republic. And here we're really seeing, we didn't see a lot of this in the first half, but we've seen it a lot more lately where the Galaxy are just sending it as deep as they can.
Yeah, that has something to do with the red card. They're down a man, so let's just get it out of their own end. You know, here's a defender to me talking again, but we got 9 minutes left. I want to see Daly and Dalebridge that put their foot on the ball and make sure that everything's organized. I want to see him barking orders. I want to see him pointing. I want to see him shouting. They need to make sure that we're solid here in the back and not give away a cheap one when you're up a man with 10 minutes to go.
Getting a little sloppy down there, but Djokovic able to pick it up. So Dominic in there came in to replace Gleason. Gleason played the first 45, and it's been Djokovic since then. And he's really served as that main role for them. And for Dominic, you know, I talk about a guy who just clearly loves the sport. He's been so great. Love talking with him, and he still just loves it. Like he's 21 still.
No, he looks like a little kid out there when he was, you know, he's having the most fun than anybody at trainings. It's fun seeing. It's infectious too. You know, when you get a guy like that in the locker room, he brings a different sort of aspect and a different viewpoint for a lot of the young guys. To see this guy, you know, a Sacramento native or Lodi, a Central Valley native, to come up here playing in front of a lot of his friends and family for the first time, it's got to inspire some of these young guys here.
And you never quite know. There's always those stories of a guy who just kind of continues to grind, and he ends up on, you know, at the highest level sometime. It happens in baseball more than probably any sport, and soccer's probably just as close because there's so many different levels. I mean, you talk about the NFL or the NBA, if you don't really get to a certain point by a certain age, you're probably not going to ever find your way onto the floor.
You know, it's like any sport. You got to find a coach that's willing to trust you and believes in you. You got to find the right system that works for your style of play. And it's got to happen at the right time for you where you're budding in your career. So there's a lot of variables that come into play that if one thing goes wrong, you're not getting good minutes. So for you to keep plugging away and trying and working, hopefully it eventually happens sooner or later.
And with so many moving parts, and the Galaxy probably have more than any of these teams, the way the Republic have sent guys, new guys in town, how have you liked their chemistry so far? And here is Stewart, and he with a big kick to the left, and it doesn't go.
You know, the chemistry's been pretty good. I think with the challenges that they're dealt with players coming in and out from different teams, it's tough to keep a consistent basis at training when you have that going on. But I've been thoroughly impressed with how Precky's organized the team and the chemistry that he's able to develop between the players.
And we should give you an update as well as Steven Evans just joining the team on loan from the Timbers, 22 years old, also went to the University of Portland. Did make one appearance, and here's a cross in the middle of the field, and it's sent away, but here's another header, and loosely rolls to Lorendi. But here's another guy, Steven Evans. He just joined the club here at the stadium tonight, but not suited up. We talked to Coach Preki before the match about that, and he said, you know, is there any opportunity that we wouldn't likely see Evans tonight? And he basically said, you know, no, not because anything Evans did, but just because it's not really fair to the rest of the guys who put all that work in.
Yeah, the guys that are, you know, the Republic players are day in and day out working hard at training. It wouldn't be fair for a player to come in from Portland and automatically get given the keys to the machine here. So I think that's what Preki's all about. He's about fairness and honesty, which frankly is great to see. And he's going to make the guys that come down here, he's going to make them earn their playing time. And he was pretty blunt with it, saying that it's not given. I'm not going to give the guy some minutes just because he's from Portland or San Jose. He's got to earn it like everyone else.
And you can't see Preki just standing up at the bottom of your screen there, just cut it off, but he's just sitting there and letting Murkovic know what he did right and what he did a little bit wrong there. And that's one thing with Preki, and he is a very fiery coach. There is no doubt about that. If you can't handle someone who's got a lot of attitude and a lot of well, pizzazz, well, you're probably playing for the wrong guy.
Yeah. He is an interesting fellow, one of the most competitive people I've ever met. And at the end of the day, he's loyal, is what I would say is best describes him.
And here's a whistle blown, and we'll see where it goes. And we're going to pull out a caution.
Back pocket territory.
And it looks like Chavez, the head official here, is going to likely throw out a yellow card to Daly. And so yellow goes to Daly. And looks like maybe he's arguing that Bone had a free pass.
You got a couple minutes to go in the game. Daly, he made the right decision. You got to pull him down. You cannot give him the chance to break through one-on-one with the goalie. Smart decision. Take that yellow card and move on.
And being that he was a good 12 yards away from the penalty box, too, probably better do it earlier than later.
Absolutely. Earlier the better. Don't even give him a sniff to break away from you.
Well, Murkovic isn't done saying a few things, and you know, I don't know if that surprises anybody who's been watching this match or that matter for any of them. Murkovic and Vukovic, the two top leaders in minutes played so far in this club, and you almost just say they really are the personality of the Republic. And there's always a few guys, as you know, that really become that center core of what your team is all about. And
no, it's good to see, because those are the blue collar guys. Those are the guys that are going to roll their sleeves up and get to work.
And is any coincidence their last names are Vitch? I don't know.
Some sort of.
Here's the wall by the Republic. Bowen hanging off onto the right. Here is one that skirts left, sticks to the ground, and so one that stays on the deck. No play for Dominic Jokubek, who watched it sail far to his right. And Sacramento, now as we close in on the final few minutes of this game here, it'll be interesting to see what extra time is put on. We haven't had a lot of delays, but a little bit more than we had in the first half.
Yeah, these subs might start adding up, the substitutions that have been made.
This kick stays a little bit lower and gets a couple of extra yards out of it. Going with the win is Jukabek, but not much of a breeze tonight. Not the fact that we saw 2 weeks ago. That really played a factor in the goal kick sent it out. Martinez still fighting for it from the far touch line. Delbridge lets his man get in front of him, and working along that is throwed it away. So here we go, is that we have Jack McBean in there again, as we talked about. He's been playing up. A lot of substitutions. For the Galaxy here, a little bit of a delay here, and everyone trying to figure out what ball to use. I don't know if the Republic are just stalling a little bit of time here too. So
yeah,
here's the throw-in from Sacramento. Decent header, but Fachive right there to reverse. lot of guys going up in the air and getting the ball here today. We saw last few matches really waiting for the balls. You know, they really weren't going out and get it, but this is a much different feel for both these clubs.
Yeah, they got like we were talking about, you got to be difficult to play. All those 50-50 balls, you need to challenge. You can't give those freely to the opposition.
Here's the cross. Republic played it nicely. Drop right back down, able to get it back. Here is Jukovic, hits the side of the net. Out to go get it is Bowen, but it will be Republic ball.
Yeah, don't like that ball, seeing that ball bounce in their own 6-yard box, Republic 6-yard box. They got to make sure that they can clear that thing a little bit quicker.
So the clock continues to get near 90 minutes, but we're going to see some extra time here put on. Kurt Onalfo, the head coach for the Galaxy 2, trying to get his team to continue the aggressive pressure, keep attacking. Sacramento has done a nice job. So they're going to put 4 extra minutes on the clock.
Yeah, Onalfo's been up for the last, Kurt Onalfo's been up off the bench for the last 15 minutes. He's barking orders big time, trying to get his guys to go push forward and look for that equalizing. Here we go, it'll break here.
Here's Lopez, couldn't dial it in.
Yeah, Lopez needs to bring that thing down.
Steris was able to get it to the goaltender Lorendi. Now Lorendi trying to set up the Galaxy 2. Here they are on the left wing on the attack. A ball toward Djokovic, and Djokovic picks it out of there. Kevin, these are getting a little bit dangerous here in the final moments.
No, Daly and Dalbridge, there's too many gaps. They're spread way too far from each other. When one goes up, one needs to cover and vice versa. And I don't think they're doing a very good job. The back four needs to be much more compact right now.
Clementa, here's Delbridge. He'll kick it the other way. And if it's Sacramento Republic, they can all hear what you're saying here. What are you telling them? Just keeping the ball down the other end of the field here at this point?
You want to keep it calm and then be patient again. Lopez, keep the ball. We don't need to go after him.
Lopez,
now you go after him.
To Stewart. Stewart looking. Stewart pausing. Stewart sends it far right.
That didn't miss by much.
Just about a foot maybe off the corner. That top corner, he just almost saw it as a whole bullseye. And he paused for just a moment, had a huge window. Lorendi came out, and I don't know.
Could have touched him.
Might have touched. We don't know who the back player was. It looked like it may have been Ventnor. Ventnor just may have got an absolute tip on it. And here's a play for Djokovic again. So Djokovic done a nice job settling down.
You see him, Djokovic telling them, settle down, guys. They need to clear their lines. Get them out.
2 more minutes here to go in extra time.
And it's tough. You're in the 90-plus minutes. It's tough to get up and down on the when you've been playing for 90-plus.
Here's Lopez. Lopez turns the corner, and he falls to the ground, and they're saying, keep playing. And Vukovic, Delbridge just sent it away other way, and now hobbling a little bit is Martinez, and Martinez goes down. And I don't know if Martinez has a little bit of cramp or he twisted his ankle, but he has just hit the turf immediately.
Yeah, it looks like
he's
a cramp, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you think about a guy who hasn't got a lot of minutes, and now here he is starts, and not only are you starting a match and playing all 90-plus minutes, but you're playing in a match that has been constantly going
back and forth. This would be interesting to see what's the Republic's doing. We got a sub coming in.
Looks like it might be Alvarez that would replace him. So when we talk about local guys, well, here's one from Napa, California. Leads the team in shots taken this season with 16, and went to Sac State here. And you know, here's a guy. Grew up in Northern California. He's probably dying to get into this game against the Galaxy.
Absolutely. I talked to Sac State's coaching staff about him, and they had nothing but great things to say. Said Alvarez has got a phenomenal left foot. In fact, it looks like they said it looks like he's gained a few pounds strength-wise over the last 6 months in his upper body, which will just I think pay dividends for him moving forward.
How important is that in soccer terms to game a little way? Because I mean, this is a sport you're constantly running. This is not something where you.
Yeah, there's that fine balance between too heavy and too light. But you need to, if you're a light player, you need to make sure that you have some sort of strength to hold people off.
This one sent to Djokovic again.
And what those guys were saying, it looks like this would be very beneficial for him as he gains those extra pounds.
So with that last stoppage of play, it'll be a couple more seconds here on the clock. 2-1, Sacramento just trying to hold off the Galaxy 2 for a final couple of minutes. Been a couple of scares. Laurenti's going to try to get maybe one opportunity back towards the net here. And here's a break free and nice recovery by Daly. Kochive fighting for it, and now they're going to give it a free kick to the Galaxy. This might be the final free kick and final opportunity now. And are they going to pull the goalie? They're saying no, not quite yet.
No, that's soft. You know, here we are. We're about 4.5 minutes into extra time, and he's giving a soft set piece 20 to 30 yards out. You know, if I'm Preki, I'd be fuming right now.
And so they'll set it down. Just
this is where you throw your body on the line. You absolutely cannot let them get any sort of shot on target.
Diallo. And just left. There was a chance. And now they're saying, is there a penalty kick on the way?
No, they're calling a corner kick. Here we are. We're in the 5th minute of stoppage time. That was incredibly close right there. I think Republic's fortunate not to have that thing hit target. Now we got the goalie coming up for an extra man advantage. But at this point, this is getting a bit ridiculous in my mind. If I'm Preki, I'm in the 4th official's ear right now. Tell him to blow the whistle. This has gone too much. Here he is right now. He's yelling at him.
And they're saying the time. So here's the corner kick. And play has been stopped again. As now you have Laurenti, the goalie, all the way down there, right in the front of the face.
Yeah, 2 goalies standing right next to each other in the run of play. Doesn't happen very often.
Djokovic. Here's the kick from Aris. Aris sends it far wide. And that is the match. Beat LA is what they were chanting. Beat LA is what they got. Sacramento takes this one 2-1. They improve on the series over LA 2-0-1. And a victory for the Republic here tonight in front of a sellout crowd at Hughes Stadium. A back and forth match, an exciting match. A couple of great plays. We saw a great goal by Stewart. A phenomenal kick by Lopez ended up being the game winner. And that came in deep in the second half. And we saw a little fighting, a little shoving, but all around some pretty good soccer.
Yeah, I think the show was put on. The Republic put on their show tonight, and I don't think there's going to be too many fans walking in here feeling like they didn't get their money's worth here. Good game. I think well fought. Once again, they kind of grinded the win out tonight, similar to what they did last Wednesday. But unbelievable night. I think the rivalry, I hate to say it this early, but the rivalry is alive between the Sacramento and LA on the soccer field here tonight. So exciting stuff. We gained some points on the Galaxy as well. So a great night to win at home.
And I want to remind you to go to De Vere's as well. That's kind of the after party here taking place, the soccer match. They show the game live here tonight. So we do appreciate De Vere's pub along 15th, 16th Street in L right there. And so a fun night, and I will say this. Very exciting after the 69th minute when Lopez scored the goal there on the free kick. Was able to get Bowen jumping, sent it right through his legs. And then here you are. The excitement is building. Sacramento feel like they were just going to maybe even get another one. Last 6 or 7 minutes, very nerve-wracking.
Yeah, very nerve-wracking. I think if there's one downside or one thing that you're going to go in the locker room and tomorrow talking about is going to be how can they make sure that they're a little bit stronger and a little bit more compact in the back, especially when they got the game in control. It's vital to a team. You see many goals scored in the last 5-10 minutes of every game, every half. A very, very susceptible time to concede goals. So I think they need to get better at that and maybe lock it down a little bit. But overall, I think they moved the ball well. They pressured well. They were difficult to play against, which Preki mentioned earlier. And you know what? It was just an exciting game all around. And like I said before, good 3 points at home for the Republic.
Well, we had some exciting goals. I'll probably say my favorite play was Gleason saving the ball not only once, but twice on the same possession right there for the Galaxy.
You ask your goalies to put 1 or 2 of those saves together in a game, and Gleason did it early. And I tell you what, it's much more difficult than it looks looks. He makes that initial quick save, and he's got to get back right up quickly to make another save and get his foot on the ball. So that's what you ask your goalie to do, and he did it tonight.
And let's go, I guess.
All right, Brett, thank you very much. Down here with Emra Clemente as the Sacramento Republic FC get the victory tonight. And Emra, this was a chippy, hard-fought game tonight. Obviously, it's got to feel good to get this victory.
It definitely does. I mean, sellout crowd. We just wanted to come out here and give you guys something to cheer about. This sort of like a rivalry and beat LA. Simple as that.
Yeah, we know about beat LA. Did you feel truly the NorCal, SoCal thing going on?
I do. I mean, we've played them 3 times so far. Each game has been tougher and tougher, and we just came out here to give the fans something to cheer about and get that victory. So.
Let's talk about the goals tonight. Obviously, Thomas Stewart got it going a little chippy early in the game, got it over the goalie who was playing a little too far out.
No, for that guy, nothing's too far out. This is the second time he's done that this year, and that's nothing for him. He's a special player, special goal, and he got us started.
I mean, the goalie was a little bit too far out of the play, but yes, great shot by Stewart. And then, of course, Rodrigo Lopez with that great shot, and it was almost a penalty kick, rolled just outside the box. It didn't matter.
It did not. I went up to him and I simply just said, score a goal, and he did so very happy.
Then, of course, you had the one-man advantage for most of the second half, and once you got up a goal on them, you knew it would be tough for them to get a goal back.
It was. I mean, that helped us a lot, but I think we had the run of play even when they had a full squad, but that definitely helped us, but it didn't matter. We just played our game, and that's all that mattered.
All right, terrific job tonight. Congratulations on being the Bonnie Plummer player of the game.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, congratulations, Emra Clemente, your Bonnie Plumbing player of the game. Back up to you, Brett.
So there she is, Emra Clemente, the player of the game. We're done. Oh.
This Wednesday saw a similar victory in the Open Cup. Republic FC will play in the 3rd round of the U.S. Open Cup on May 28th. Republic FC will take on Venezuela. Tickets on sale Tuesday, May 20th at SacRepublicFC.com. Those of you that took regional transit training during the new stadium, you may buy your return ticket at the City College Station, which is on the northeast side of the stadium, in front of the parking lot structure. That's where you buy your tickets if you're riding on our team. In conclusion, on behalf of the Sacramento Republic FC, we hope you have a wonderful evening here at UC, and we thank you for spending it here with us. Drive safely, and be sure to buy your RP tickets. See you next time.